Hey guys, welcome. We're entering the first game of this really interesting tournament. It's going to be ESL's Iron Lady Cup. Pandii is going to be the person we are spawning directly on top of. She is the orange Zerg in the top left. We're going up against Reverie. That is the blue Terran in the top right. We are playing an MLG Shakuras Plateau, and we are seeing Reverie actually just doing a nice little thing to increase early game efficiency by stacking up the SCVs. You see this MLG, we have supply depots. This is the Iron Lady Cup. It is the fifth one. It's going to be rather exciting as looking at the pool of people that are playing. It should be rather interesting, especially because I believe we have complete best of threes going on for this entire tournament, which should make this very interesting play, as the person that wins the first game is going to be in a much better position than the person who loses, because of the fact that you can then have a free game, and if you lose, it's not a big deal. You're just back to a best of one. So right off the bat, we are going to see Pandii will get a good scout on Reverie and seeing exactly what will be going on, but we actually have a refinery before the supply depot, before the barracks. First game of the day, and I got called in really quickly. So barracks will be going down after the refinery. We're going to see a very fast factory build from Reverie. That's usually what this refinery will mean, as you can get the 100 gas directly after the barracks finishes, allowing for a very fast Hellion play usually. You can get a reactor onto the barracks maybe after a single Marine, and that allows it to do a lot of pressure against the Zerg earlier on. Though Shakuras Plateau is a little bit more difficult of a map to actually pull that off and do damage, just because of this very small ramp up into the natural expansion, where one spine crawler can usually be enough to push any amount of Hellions back, allowing Zerg to get some nice drones. But the thing is, those Hellions allow for a lot of just map coverage that will basically win against Zerglings that do not have speed. So when Zerglings get speed, then you start having an interesting battle going on between the map control of the Hellions versus the Speedlings. So here we do have Reverie going to go for that Orbital Command on 15, and there's that fast factory, and the wall gets just completed in time for the drone to not see, as it's kind of important to realize the timing of that gas versus the timing of the refinery and barracks, so you can actually try and gauge about when you need that spine and how many drones you're actually going to be able to produce safely. So over here in the land of Pandii, she has just completed her extractor. Spawning pool is mostly done, but with the hatchery first, she's going to have a very nice job getting her economy up. The question is, how fast is the command center be coming out for Reverie? Without the second gas coming down, Azar, it seems it's going to be a fairly fast expansion off of the back of Hellions with the reactor and that one Marine first, which is very nice to see a single Marine and only drones out quite yet, as the Lings are being produced. And Reverie could actually do something along the lines of building a single Hellion and then getting the switch off, and it will allow just for an additional Hellion. Looking around here, Orbital Command is almost done. The Overlord spread is actually looking pretty nice. This one actually has stopped. I guess Pandii may have gone in, saw the lack of gas over here. The problem is not seeing this gas. So Reverie did a great job taking this as the first gas, as opposed to this one to prevent the Overlord scout. Now we have the Hellions going to be produced right now. I would just, there we go, there are the Hellions. And Reverie's going to be able to go ahead and do a little bit of pressure. Lings are now on the field. Metabolic boost just began, so Pandii is working on Speedlings and keeping the drones inside this extractor. Probably going for some fast tech. We'll see what she's actually going to be going for. Two spines. This is actually, I think Pandii is playing nervously. I know for a fact before this game that she was really nervous about being casted and just playing in a tournament setting just at all. So this is definitely a show of nerves, just trying to be uber safe. And it makes it kind of nervous for how she's going to play, as they can really damage the one's ability to play, especially because Reverie seems to be going for a very fast harassment-based style. So there's probably Banshee's going to be going over here if these do decide to switch, as Reverie's not using the tech lab on this barracks at all quite yet. I'm just kind of hanging out. I thought I saw Reverie selecting the barracks, but apparently, okay, never mind. The Hellions did go ahead and actually push the front and take a couple hits as I was staring at, looking for the switch off. But Pandii has got a little bit of a wall to prevent the Hellions from moving up, and the spine crawlers don't have any kills, so nothing too bad was missed. But here's the map control that is going down for Reverie. With this large count of Hellions versus the count of Zerglings, there's going to be very little scout information for Pandii as of yet. She does have an Overlord down here, and then this Overlord ready to sacrifice in to get the scout off, and it really should, as we're actually seeing a large Marauder Marauder count being made. That's rather unexpected. It seems that Reverie's maybe expecting for a few roaches to be made, trying to force the roaches maybe with the Hellion count. This is a very nice metagame play and trying to force the play from Pandii. And if Pandii does decide to get down roaches, then those Marauders are going to be deadly. But we see another spine going down. Wow, Pandii might be actually fearing some kind of bust. Pandii's still on these two bases. No lair takeout, and yeah, no lair tech. It's just upgrades for the lings and everything. Not sure why there's no lair on the way at the moment. There we go. Lair just now started. Gas is a little bit high at the moment. Pandii has got her speed, and looks like the Hellions are going ahead and return, but the watchtowers are being controlled by Reverie. And looking around over here, we do have double medevacs being made, and Pandii's going to pop in and see this, sees the research is going on, and knows that it's odds are going to be medevacs popping out. Needs to be wary of drops with this very fast double medevac. If these Hellions in this position just load into the medevacs and then just go directly into Pandii's base, they could do a lot of damage, as Pandii does not have a ton of defense in her main base. So now we're moving forward, and Pandii's actually going into the base with those lings. That is not good, but the thing is, Hellions are right here, so it may not be good, but it's not bad either. It's not a big deal either way. But with the factory being scouted, having the tech lab on top of it, it seems that tanks will be on the way shortly, and Reverie is now working on getting out a nice drop with those Hellions and the Marines. But it seems that Pandii did not make the read of the possibility of drops. 5 roaches are on the way. They're going to need to get up here very, very quickly as this drops go down, and with those bio units in there, going to be able to be healed. Looks like the Marauders did not come into this drop either. 3 empty slots are in this top medevac, and here they will drop down. Now Pandii needs to respond to this and bunch up her drones, apparently. But there the roaches going down. Now you'll be able to attack, and they should be able to clean up the Hellions without too much difficulty, and Reverie is going to be pushed back, unless we're just going to drop directly into the natural expansion now. Got to be careful, though. There are a lot of queens here with very high energy. That's a whole lot of transfuses that are available. It's also indicative of a whole lot of spawn larvas that were missed. But this natural is going down for Reverie at this time. But Pandii has got to really focus on getting back the minerals, getting mined and everything. Third base can be taken down here to make it a little bit easier to defend. Possibly even take it down here just to have it be farther away from the base of Reverie. But Reverie is looking to be pretty solid with the infrastructure that she's able to actually maintain at the moment. A little bit supply block, but Pandii is also at 58 supply. You're going to have the drop coming in once again, and there's going to be a couple drone kills, so nice harassment going on so far. Pandii's not doing a good job of resaturating this base and keeping it defended. Even just having a spine or two being dropped down here and a spore would be enough to take away these medevacs' ability to really be aggressive. But Pandii, the saturation is definitely there in the natural, but no third and fourth gases. This is very low economic play from Pandii. The money is still low, but the drone count is definitely suffering. I mean, so far, we've had 10 drones killed, but only 32 there, 24 SCVs too. This is a very low economy gain coming out of both players. Engineering Bear is going to allow for some upgrades coming off Reverie's bio. The Marauder count is still fairly healthy. I mean, you can see the few kills from those links earlier on. The medevac count is pretty high considering. If you look at the Depression tab, there's actually 2 more medevacs going to be coming down again. So medevacs are almost going to be having 1-to-1 to the army in a really funny way. But now Reverie's Orbital Command is almost completed. Looking around here, Pandii could go ahead and scout again with this Overlord. This one's still around here spying for drops. Pandii's got to be wary of these medevacs that are up here. The Spire for her did get thrown down, so once she can get Mutas out, it would help her, but it'll also help her if she got another 4 guys into these, another 4 drones into these gas guys, so they each only have 1, and you need gas to get Mutas in any amount of effective numbers. Pandie's still only on 2 bases. It's 13 minutes into the game. This is not like Pandii. She is definitely suffering from nerves, and it is hurting her gameplay, which is kind of sad to see. Reverie, on the other hand, is playing pretty stably. There's a nice tech pattern. You can see that money is still low. The SUV count is slightly low, but that's not a big deal. And Pandii's really droning up now, 47 drones to the 30 SUVs. Reverie is continuing to produce SUVs, but the standing army is what's going to be worrisome, as Pandii's economy is still only on 2 bases. I do like the building placement of these guys. It's going to allow for Lings and Roaches to go direct through for any frontal assaults. Roach Warren will help make sure that Hellions can't do any run-bys. We've got upgrades coming down for Pandii even more. The carapace is there, and that's really, really important when you take into account the siege tanks and their siege mode damage is 35. So if a Ling has a 1 armor upgrade and the tank doesn't have any attack upgrades, the Ling will actually survive 2 attacks. Well, it'll be able to take 2 attacks before it dies, as opposed to just getting 1 shot and killed by a non-carapace upgraded Ling. So Pandii's saturation is there. Looks like the drones were put back onto the gas geyser. Scan is going down, and we do have these medevacs retreating. They've done a lot of damage, forcing Pandii to stay passive. But this Spire has been spotted. We do see that instantaneously missile turrets are being thrown down at the natural and the main base. So this is going to be very nice. But look at the medevac count. Wow, 7 medevacs are out, and there's not even over a full control group of Marines on the field. But the Hellions are still there. This is a nice strong army. We do have these bigs. There's the attack and kill the SUVs. Okay. And so now there's going to be some damage. And, this medevac can actually be picked off a little bit. It's like Pandii is now doing a good job of harassing, getting in right before the missile turrets are actually finished. So good job there. But what I was trying to say is that the upgrades are going down at the engineering bay. This third base is also getting closer and closer to being done. Pandii needs that up very, very soon, though. Reverie's energy is actually getting a little bit high on the orbital commands and not replenishing the guys mining. And actually have an SCV that's stuck over here. It's going to harm efficiency a little bit, but with Pandii getting third base out, it's going to be very, very nice. I actually want her to expand again. Now that she has mutas out, she's threatening Reverie, and going to make Reverie need to stay in the base for a little bit unless she's going to go out for a push right now. I mean, this is a very strong army. It's a possibility. Don't run over the Marines! No! Okay. So Pandii's going to go ahead and keep a few of those mutas alive as this army will move out, and Pandii's got to be worse. I don't know what her standing arm is. This might not be enough. This army may just be able to kill her. I mean, the mutas are going to have to force them to come back. Pandii's got to delay, and we're going to get out more and more units. I mean, the Lings are there. They have the 1-1, but I don't see any Banes on the map whatsoever. The Bane nest is there, but there's no centrifugal hooks. We do have these mutas going to continue attacking, but it seems that this army is going to continue just pressing the front. Pandii doesn't have much of a crease, so it hasn't really seen this coming, and look at the SCVs coming along as well. It's going to turn to a very all-in situation, but no, Pandii is engaging in a bad spot. The army is completely split up. She can't do this. She's not going to be able to win if this is happening. The spine cars aren't doing anything. Drones are being pulled. We have all these guys bunching up. The siege tank splash is going to do so much damage. The medevacs are just healing every single unit. And now the mutas are going to come in, but still the Marine count is still there. Look at all of those medevacs. Oh, that's not good. We have the Marine count is still quite high, 14, and is definitely going to be enough with that kind of medevac count to take out these mutas. And this is not good for Pandii. She's now behind in the food count. Spine crawlers are now starting to actually attack. The Marauders are going to help kill those spine crawlers so easily. And this base down here is turning out to do very, very, very little. Stim is going down very happily. I mean, these Marauders are going to tank so much of the damage from those Lings. We've got 2 mutas trying to pick off a medevac, and they're just dead. And this is looking very, very bad for Pandii. We do have roaches going down, but that's not going to go well. The Marauder count is high. Natural is down. Pandii is looking like she's going to be losing this game to Reverie, as this is going to be a very, very strong army. It seems that Pandii's technically actually held this off, but in terms of the infrastructure that is left, Pandii's still on 2 bases. It has not even mined a single mineral from this base. And back over here in the land of Reverie, there's just a whole other push with some more SCVs, some more units. But with the SCVs being pulled, with the income, it's actually in favor of Pandii. This is quite the interesting play from Reverie to actually pull all these SCVs once again, trying to go for the kill instantaneously. This base is not going to be surviving. We have a few Lings actually going to go right by that army as this hatchery gets targeted down. SCV is contributing a tiny bit of DPS to this, but Banes are finally here. They have the centrifugal hooks, and this is going to be great. If those Banes can get explosion on those SCVs and Marines, that'll be huge. But will they actually? Oh my God, Reverie's not moving. Reverie's not moving. Oh, Pandii can get some nice explosions off here, and they land. And nice bit of damage is done. Only SCVs are left here, and they're gonna get lifted off into the medevacs and pulled back. Wow. Wow, so now it's going to be 25 SCVs to 31 drones, but only 1 base, 1 almost mined out base for Pandii. She's holding on as much as she can, but 3rd is going down for Reverie, and Pandii is not aware of that. Now Banes are going to move forward and take out a good solid count of Marines, but I don't know if that's actually worth it or not. I mean, Pandii's got such such a much worse economy than Reverie. Now that Reverie can actually afford to trade. Usually it's the Zerg that wants to trade, but now Reverie can quite easily. Pandii is going to be thrown down the natural once again. All those spines are taken out. Creep is still not being spread overly far. Roaches are pushing into a battle that cannot be won. That is rather sad to see. I mean, the +1 attack is there. Upgrades are continuing with the armor from Reverie, while Pandii, on this other hand, has got her 2-1 attack Baneling, so her DPS from her melee units is great. They've got that essential upgrade, but without the economy earlier on to support a large count of mutas and actually keep them alive, Pandii is really not looking good. And she's being forced to distance mine from her natural, as her main is just so close to mining. Oh god, there's a single patch with 15 minerals left in her main. Oh, that is sad to see. So no longer any form of mining at all from the main. It is all distance mining. That is bad. So Pandii needs to find some kind of way to harass, to delay, and allow herself to get back into this, do some kind of crazy push. But with its position on the siege tank, it's going to be very hard for Pandii to push up onto this ramp. You can see that these guys have a deadly range of fire before Pandii can even get up into the vision of the army itself. This base is now done with the PF, and Pandii doesn't have the economy to get the count of Banelings to just bust this planetary fortress and just kill it instantaneously. She's trying to get up a large count of Banes, but without the mutas for the Muta-Ling-Baneling combination, this is going to be a very rough position to her to actually be able to break the army of... Oh no. Oh, Reverie. Referee's going to be going for a massive doom drop as Pandii's going to attack. This could actually turn into a base trade situation, unless they're... Nope, they're still here. They're going to see this tank is still there. Here we have units dropping down. They got to go on the high ground, make sure they don't get surrounded and hurt a lot, but Pandii is going to start taking down a bunch of SCVs. Nice move there, but no, the Banes trading for 2 Marines. That is so not worth it. Pandii's going to need to run away, though. She's going to try and snipe off a tank and will succeed. A nice army management over here. The problem is, over here, there's still that drop going down. Looks like Reverie's just using the normal guys that are being produced just to defend this. Because Reverie's perfectly fine. While Pandii's distracted, you're going to have an army in your base. Which is definitely bad. And there's GG being called, and Reverie wins this game.